Our top story today, 1 year ago, one of our first cases of COVID was reported at White Plains Hospital. So today, they're having an event to reflect and remember that day.
Yeah, it's being called a day of hope and will highlight the strength and resilience of our healthcare workers. News 12's Lisa LaRocca is live for us this morning in White Plains as the event is just getting underway. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning to you guys. Good morning, everyone. You know what? I just looked over and I see some folks holding signs that say, I was patient number 585. And you get choked up. You really do. It is a day of hope here at White Plains Hospital. What they are doing is kind of remembering the fact that today was the very first time they had a coronavirus patient come to the hospital, and how far we have come since then. So I want to introduce you to Dawn French. She's here of White Plains Hospital. This is kind of a big day for you when you think about where we were back then at that time as opposed to now.
Absolutely. It's remarkable how far we've come in a year, and we're calling today a day of hope. Last year at this time, we had our first patient admitted with COVID-19 to White Plains Hospital, and since then it's been just a remarkable year. And today, we want to celebrate and recognize and honor our staff and all their incredible efforts throughout this year. They really are true heroes in the work that they've done for caring for our patients and our community.
Sure, and when you think about that time, you know, your very first patient, there was so much we didn't know. There was so much, you know, we were the epicenter, New York City wasn't. We were here in Westchester, so it was a really scary time.
It was, and as I think back, and as we've been talking about it over the last few days, of those first days and weeks of the unknown, we really didn't know so much. We didn't know how this virus would spread. We didn't know how to fully protect ourselves. We didn't know how to treat it. And now, and even testing, when you think about testing back then,
Yep.
There was such limited testing capabilities. And if you think about where we are now, 12 months later, we know so much more. We're able to treat patients in a different way. We have the vaccine. And really, there is hope. There is hope that the worst is behind us and that together we are stronger and more resilient.
Right. And dare we say, maybe even some light at the end of the tunnel that, you know, we're finally getting out of this as well. How have things been different, say in like, you know, the last month as compared to last year at this time? Just here in the hospital itself,
Sure.
I mean, I know you were saying there was so much we didn't know then.
The first 6 weeks were like 6 months. It was around the clock intensity. And now over the last month, we've seen the numbers go down so significantly, and it's really just a sigh of relief for everyone. And, you know, for the community at large, but especially for our hospital employees. You think about it, our emergency department, they were the front line at the very beginning.
Right.
when we didn't know what was going on, and then the nurses, the doctors, of course, but our environmental service, our food service, our technologists, our IT department. I mean, the engineering team who built rooms overnight. It was just a Herculean effort by all of us.
Big difference. All right, Dawn French, thank you so much for being with us. So as you say, you know, a big difference from a year ago today. Like we said, a day of hope here in White Plains. Let's go back to the studio.
All right, Lisa, thank you. You hear those beautiful voices there as part of that ceremony. Stay with News 12 and News12.com. We will continue to check in with Lisa throughout the morning and bring you that local news.